Mommy's all right. Daddy's all right. They just seem a little weird. Surrender, surrender, but don't give yourself away. Hey, hey.
You know, the people in this movie could have really used that advice.
They could have. They could have. Greetings, my fellow gorehounds, and welcome back to a Blood Splattered vlog. I'm the Horror Guru.
I'm Count Jackula.
And today we're going to talk about The Surrender by writer-director Julia Max. This movie is what you would call a ritual horror movie. We've had quite a few of those lately.
Yeah.
Like From Black, All You Need Is Death, that's another ritual one. This movie is about a mother and daughter who are trying to perform a ritual in order to bring the dead father back, the patriarch of the family. But naturally, it wouldn't be a horror movie if everything went right with this ritual.
Yeah, true.
But we'll talk more about that in the spoiler section. Between this movie and a couple other movies we've watched recently, I have determined that there's a couple rules that I must follow if I am ever going to partake in someone's ritual. The first rule is, if you can't tell me what the ritual entails, I'm not doing it.
Agreed. Even if you want the result of the ritual, you should probably know what it entails, because you don't want to get anything wrong.
Number two, if you don't believe in the ritual, which chances are I probably won't.
Yeah, fair.
Don't participate in the ritual.
No.
Just let the person do the ritual. If you don't believe in it and it truly isn't real, guess what? Nothing will happen and it'll be whatever.
Yeah.
But if you participate in it and you don't believe it and it is real, now you're fucked.
Now you fucked it up, you know?
you fucked it up. If you cannot tell from what I'm explaining here, there's a lot of things that happen in this movie.
They were fucked from the start.
Yeah. The big problem with the ritual in this movie is the mom doesn't want the daughter involved at first, but then kind of does want her involved.
Yeah.
The problem is the daughter doesn't believe in the ritual, which is a problem when doing a ritual because belief is a huge part of performing a ritual.
Yeah.
But more than that, it turns out the mom doesn't even know what the ritual entails.
Yeah, she's being told by this necromancer.
Yeah, this creepy-ass necromancer who shows up. And I'll be honest, the first time he showed up, I'm like, I'm out.
Yeah. I'd have been like, Alan Moore just came to my house and fucking offered to resurrect my dad. You know what? That's just too real.
This is one of my other rules. If the person performing the ritual refuses to fucking speak...
Yeah, that was the other thing. He doesn't talk.
Then I have a problem. Because I need shit explained to me in detail. And if you're just gonna fucking stare at me and point at shit, we ain't doing this.
When they give him the money, I was actually surprised he didn't just burn it.
Yeah.
Because that would have been like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Like, he doesn't want the money to have it. Oh, shit.
Which we'll talk more about the money in the spoiler section, because there's actually a revelation with that money that becomes very important to the plot of this movie, because this movie is ultimately about an estranged mother and daughter who don't necessarily become more connected through a ritual.
No, the moral of this movie is if you cut off your parents before, there was probably a reason.
Yeah. But I understand why she went back to her parents. She needed money herself.
Yeah.
Maybe sometimes it's not worth it.
No.
Take out those student loans, sit in debt like the rest of us.
Yeah.
The other thing that is great about this movie, actually, is when the actual ritual takes place, fucked up shit happens.
Oh, yeah.
Much like that, was it a Dark Song?
Mm-hmm.
Once the ritual starts going, weird shit starts happening.
Yeah.
And when I say weird shit, I mean like some body horror shit and whatnot.
Yeah. People start getting sucked into other dimensions and all kinds of crap like that.
Weird creatures that you're not sure if they're of heaven or of hell or of some other place beyond.
Demons to some,
Yes.
angels to others.
If you like a Dark Song or From Black, then this movie's gonna be for you, because of all the ritual movies we've watched recently, this one closely resembles those two movies.
Yeah.
So this movie's currently available on Shudder. I highly recommend it. I wouldn't put it as like a top movie of the year, but definitely a solid fucking horror movie of the year.
Solid watch.
Again, if you like a Dark Song or From Black, then this movie is definitely for you. It's in that ballpark. And with that said, let us move on to the spoilers. The ritual doesn't go well for a couple reasons. The first reason being the pre-ritual ritual that they do is not done properly. The mom doesn't do a really good job of explaining it to her daughter.
Well, she refuses to.
Because she's doing most of it without telling her what's going on.
Yeah, like she refuses to explain herself, and so the daughter's just sort of left there to go like, what the fuck? You're just being crazy.
The second reason the ritual goes bad is because the daughter doesn't want to get rid of a photo of her dad, the only one she has left.
Yeah.
And part of the ritual involves burning all that shit.
Yeah.
She burns everything but this one photo, and that's enough to completely fuck over the ritual.
Yeah.
From the perspective not of ritual, but of family dynamics, how fucking dare you tell your daughter to burn that photo?
I know.
Like, she's just gonna go with this. Like,
yeah. Another thing that's like very, very clear is it's very selfish.
Yes. And to a certain extent, you can see some of that in the daughter too. But you also see how it's kind of the mother and the father's fault the daughter's that way. So it's like, you can see throughout this movie why the family is the way it is.
Yeah. And one of the parts that really like hit home, because this is something that parents do all the time, when the daughter is asking her to explain herself. Like, why are you doing this? And the mom's just like, you wouldn't understand. You don't know everything that I went through. Okay, well then tell me. Yep. And then they just fuck off.
Yeah, the idea seems to be the mother gave up a lot of her happiness for the sake of her husband, who was apparently far more overbearing than the daughter remembers. In fact, they have scenes where she actually goes through her memories during the ritual.
Yeah.
And sees that the memories weren't quite how she remembered it as a little girl, that the dad was kind of a piece of shit himself.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, like, you shielded it from your daughter, but you also resent your daughter for having shielded it from her.
Yeah. You shielded it from your daughter, but you also resent having done that, despite the fact that you're the one who did that.
But you're also giving up everything.
Yes.
Everything in order to bring this guy back who did this to you. You're also giving up your daughter's future because, as it turns out, the money that she gives the shaman, the necromancer, is her entire life savings. Everything that they own, all of her fortune is in that. So there is no money that's going to be left to her kid. There is no money for her kid to do the college thing that she wants to do.
Yeah.
All to bring back this guy who, over the course of the movie, you find out was actually, like, shitty.
Yeah.
This movie's great because it's just like, okay, before you do the ritual, go to therapy first.
Yes. You don't need a necromantic ritual. You need therapy. Like, fucking, like, come on.
But here's how this movie gets super fucked up and why I continue, despite the daughter having her selfish whims at times, I continue to be on her side throughout most of this movie. There's a point in which she finds out that part of the ritual, she has to cut off her hand.
Yeah.
And it's one of those, like, if this was a part of the fucking ritual, why didn't you tell me, Mom? And then it turns out the mom didn't even know that was going to be part of the ritual.
Yeah. She just goes with it.
Yeah.
I found myself going like, no, out.
Out. There are so many times in this movie where I was sitting there going, no, out.
Yeah. Fuck that. You want me to cut off my hand to bring back a husband that you didn't even love? Fuck this.
Yep.
Big metaphor for how, like, people latch onto their abusers and stuff like that, you know?
And how it continues to destroy.
Yeah.
It's also a great example of how not being willing to let go can destroy things further, because her inability to let go of her husband dooms not only her but her daughter.
Yeah. The phrase that they keep repeating is that, oh, you have to make the surrender.
Yeah.
You know, but of course, that's a misinterpretation of what the movie is actually saying, which is like, no, you have to surrender your connection to this person because they're dead.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's a black magic ritual movie, and they end up in hell.
Yeah. Because she kept that photo and the pre-ritual ritual wasn't maintained, the demons break the circle and essentially kill the
necromancer.
The necromancer.
Yeah.
And they're stuck there not knowing the end of the ritual.
Yeah, they don't know how to get out.
The demon form of her father and her mother's husband shows up, eats the mother.
Yep.
And the daughter is left alone in the ritual circle, having to figure out how to get out while there are demons all around and a giant fucking entity at one point that shows up to just look at her.
Yeah.
First part of the ritual involved cutting off my hand. Well, maybe I gotta cut off my other hand. And so she starts cutting off fingers.
Yeah.
to like complete this ritual. That doesn't work. Eventually she figures out that she could tear a hole in the ground and go through it and thinks she escapes, only to realize she's trapped in like a time loop of her memories.
Yeah.
It's left really open-ended as to whether or not she completes the ritual and gets away, or if she's just fucking stuck there.
Yeah.
She gets engulfed in light and is like, is that going to heaven, or is that like
just dying?
or is that escaping?
Yeah.
It's a pretty fucked up dark movie. I liked it.
It's fun. It particularly the second half is fun.
The horror stuff is great, but also I enjoyed like learning the family dynamics as the movie went on. Why the mother is the way the mother is, why the daughter is the way the daughter is, and who the father truly was.
Yeah, kind of interesting how that becomes more clear, but the reason they're doing the ritual in the first place becomes less clear.
Yeah. Ultimately, what it comes down to is the mother, that's all she had. She gave up everything to be with this guy.
Now she's got nothing left, or so she thinks.
But the reality is she has a daughter.
Yeah. Of course.
And that's the person she's doing this.
Well, people do crazy, stupid shit all the time.
Yep.
Anyway,
my fellow Gorehounds, that's The Surrender. I thoroughly enjoyed this little ritual movie. Check it out for yourself on Shudder. Where can they find you, Count Jackula?
Oh, you can find me on Blue Sky Count Jackula, and also I stream here every fucking weeknight starting around 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, where we talk about all kinds of groovy things like horror movies, monsters, and black magic. I totally teach you a fucking spell that will cause you to be able to resurrect your dead father. That's a spell I totally know. And how about you?
Y'all know me, I'm the Horror Guru. You can find me on various social media platforms, but these days, I primarily use Blue Sky, so follow me on there. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that notification bell so you're notified of my videos immediately upon their upload. And if you'd like to help out either of us more directly, be sure to check out our Patreon pages, and remember, if you decide to go the Patreon route, even $1 a month can go a long way, but we will certainly accept more. And if you made it this far into the video, then I want you to comment below, and be sure to comment below using the hashtag #Don'tGiveYourselfAway. Use that hashtag any way you like in a comment below. That way I know, that way Jack knows, that way the whole world knows that you are smart enough not to participate in a ritual like this. Don't do it. Just learn to move on.
Yeah, just cope with grief. It's a lot simpler.
It's a lot simpler, even though it feels harder in the moment.
Yeah.
And with that said, my fellow Gorehounds, peace out, and we'll catch y'all later.